Welcome. My name is Henning Piezunka. I'm an assistant professor in the entrepreneurship department. Today, with us, Dietmar Harhoff, director at the Max Planck Institute in Munich. Welcome, Dietmar.
Thanks, Henning. Great to be here.
Dietmar, one of the things we see is an enormous brain drain of talent from various countries, European countries, Asian countries, towards the US. Why do you think that is?
I think that is because the US business culture, but also the academic culture, is more at ease in recognizing talent, acknowledging outstanding individuals. Whereas in Europe in particular, and to some degree in Asia as well, we sort of try to level the differences and put people, dampen the outliers, if you want. And that, I think, is one of the attractions of the United States, that if you're very smart, if you can hold your own, if you have a contribution to make either in business or in science, you can find people in the respective systems who acknowledge that and who will help you to find your position as a PhD student, your position as an intern, as a startup entrepreneur, or whatever it is. There's a tremendous acceptance and acknowledgement of individual talent. And I think that's the key lesson that we have to learn again in Europe. I think in Europe, when you look at HR departments, the folks who do the recruitment platforms, the talent platforms, or whatever else we have now as tools available, usually have very systematic approaches, and they shy away from making exceptions. And if I look at the US practice, I think it's a long sequence of making exceptions. And we should be willing and courageous enough in Europe to simply say, hey, this is a particular case. I want a dozen of those, and I will treat all of them in a particular manner. And I don't care about the rules that the HR department has set up. I was in a meeting with a CEO from the German insurance industry who had come for a fireside chat with our students at the University of Munich. And we were talking about innovation. And I'm not naming him right now because I'm not absolutely sure that he would want me to do that. But what he essentially said, if I want to talk innovation, I cannot turn to HR. They are stuck in their rules. And I think that is sort of anecdotal, admittedly, confirmation of that fact. And that, I think, makes us a bit weak when we compete for outstanding people. You have to be open for new topics, for new combinations of knowledge. You cannot allow yourself to be stuck in your structures, be it disciplinary structures at universities, be it the bunkers and silos of functional departments in corporations. You have to be flexible to catch the new ones, the curious people who are driving innovation.
Do you believe it is important to compete internationally for talent as you compete on innovation?
Absolutely. For a number of reasons, especially for export-driven countries whose markets are growing with much higher growth rates in Asia and hopefully soon in Africa than in Central or continental Europe. I think that's absolutely essential to have these people, not just for demographic reasons. Okay, there's a very plain demographic reason. The European societies are aging, and Japan, by the way, faster than new dynamic countries in Asia and Africa. So that puts social security systems under pressure. That's one reason. We need an inflow of people to help us muster the economic forces to do something about that. But the other reason is, of course, that many of the new ideas are generated in those regions, and we want to tap into that, be part of that. The best way of doing that is inviting people who are participating in the generation of these ideas into our countries, establishing links. Once they go back, they might go back, they may not go back, but when they go back, there is a communication line, there's a line of understanding, into these countries, which is extremely important. So I think that in the first sentence it keeps us young on an average, but then also there's participation in the generation of innovative ideas and communication with the centers where that is about to happen.